Hi friends and welcome back to Movie Monday, my favorite day of the week because I get to talk to you about movies. Let's get started. So as you know, it is now the year 2018. Pew, 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 pew. And with the new year comes a bunch of new movies, and there are quite a few that I am excited for this year. It is going to be a very plentiful movie year for us in the year of 2018. Thank the movie gods. And I am going to give you the lowdown on the ones that I am excited for that have been announced so far and that I've seen trailers for. Many of these are part of series that I have been watching, including the MCU, so I kind of know what to expect. But there are some curveballs thrown in there, as well as some that I'm not so sure about. But we're going to go through all of that, as well as get you a review on Star Wars: The Last Jedi, so you know what to expect before it exits the theaters. So there are 23 movies coming out this year that I would like to talk about. Some of them are animated, some of them are not, some of them are a mix of both. We have stuff from the DCEU and the MCU and a bunch of other series that everybody's really excited about, as well as some that you may not know about. Now, some of these don't have a lot of details about them. They've just had the title announced and the release date announced. Now, most of these release dates are tentative. They could be pushed forward or backward depending on the post-production schedule, but these are the dates that I have found. So I'm just going to go through all of the movies starting in January and going all the way to December. So the first movie I'm excited about is Maze Runner: The Death Cure. This is the third and final installment of the Maze Runner series. That movie is coming out on January 26th. The second movie that I'm excited about is Peter Rabbit. This is based off of the Beatrix Potter story. It looks really cute. That's my first impression off of the trailer. I've seen the trailer a couple times now. I think it looks really cute. Bunch of rabbits fighting against this guy who won't let them into his garden. But Peter Rabbit comes out on February 9th. The third movie I'm excited about is Black Panther. This is, of course, one of the movies coming out this year as a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This movie is coming out on February 16th, and from the trailer, I am super hyped about this movie. It's great to see such a great cast that they're all not white. I'm just really excited. It looks great. I'm super stoked to add Wakanda into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and get ready for Infinity Wars. You guessed it. So Black Panther comes out on February 16th. There is another movie coming out on February 16th as well. It's called Early Man. It's by the same people who make Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run. This movie looks very good. It is about cavemen going from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age. That movie is also coming out on February 16th. The fifth movie coming out in 2018 that I am excited about is A Wrinkle in Time. This movie is coming out on March 9th. This is, of course, a remake of the classic movie and the book. This is going to be done by Disney, and Oprah's in it, and from the trailers, it looks spectacular. So get excited, March 9th, A Wrinkle in Time. The sixth movie I'm excited for is an animated movie. It is a Wes Anderson claymation movie, so that is always exciting. It is called Isle of Dogs. It is coming out on March 23rd. It looks very good. I think it takes place in Japan, and they're getting rid of dogs and putting them on a trash island. But it looks spectacular, as you can always expect from Wes Anderson. So that is Isle of Dogs on March 23rd. The seventh movie I'm interested in 2018 is the Pacific Rim sequel, Pacific Rim Uprising. I have actually not seen Pacific Rim, but it is on my list, so I do plan to watch it before this next one comes out in theaters. I am very intrigued by the trailer that I have seen, and John Boyega's in it, and he is quite a star, so I expect good things out of it. And that movie is coming out on March 23rd. The eighth movie coming out in 2018 that I'm excited for is Ready Player One. This movie is coming out on March 30th. I love sci-fi. This looks like a good sci-fi show, so I'm excited for this one. And then we have The New Mutants, which is the next X-Men movie from Fox, which has recently been acquisitioned by Disney. So technically, it's a Disney movie. That's exciting. I really don't know much about The New Mutants. I have not seen a trailer or anything for it, but the X-Men are my favorite superhero group, so of course I am excited for The New Mutants. That is coming out on April 13th. Then, the moment we have all been waiting for, if we are comic book nerds, Avengers Infinity War. We were recently blessed last year with the beautiful release of a trailer for the next Avengers movie. This movie is coming out on May 4th, so we don't have to wait long. I'm pumped. This is the second of 3 MCU movies we are getting this year, so woo! That's so many. That's so exciting. Then we have another superhero movie, the highly anticipated Deadpool 2, which comes out on June 1st. And we also have the highly anticipated Incredibles 2, which comes out on June 15th. Now we only have that teaser trailer, but we are all stoked because Jack has powers! Yeah! Now, the final MCU movie coming out this year, but not the final superhero movie, is Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is coming out on July 6th. I'm excited to see Paul Rudd back at it again as Ant-Man, and to see his plucky sidekick, the Wasp. She kicks ass. Let's go. Moving into August, we have a movie that I know next to nothing about. It is called Christopher Robin, and it is a Winnie the Pooh movie. Now, I grew up with Winnie the Pooh. I was an avid Winnie the Pooh fan as a toddler and older. So, a movie about Christopher Robin brings warmth to my heart. That movie is coming out on August 3rd. On November 2nd, we are getting another X-Men movie. We are getting X-Men Dark Phoenix. That is 2 X-Men movies in 1 year. That is so great. And I'm really excited to see where they take the new direction of the X-Men movies, like Dark Phoenix, and we get to see Jean and her origin story and all that stuff, so I'm all about it. And X-Men Dark Phoenix comes out on November 2nd. Then we have one that was recently announced, and I've seen a single trailer on Instagram without sound for. It is the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, which also comes out on November 2nd. It's an intriguing spin on the Nutcracker, which we've seen so many times over the years, so I am interested to see how that turns out. Then we get another step into the Harry Potter universe with Fantastic Beasts 2, and the title has been announced as The Crimes of Grindelwald. So we're gonna follow Johnny Depp as a blonde Grindelwald, which I am slightly skeptical of, but that movie comes out on November 16th. This next one I am super stoked for. It is another Spider-Man. However, it is not an MCU movie. It is a Sony movie, and I know we are all tired of Spider-Man movies because of past issues with it. However, this movie is going to be different. It is animated, and it stars Miles Morales. So we get our first Black Spider-Man. I'm super stoked for that. He's great. But not only is Miles Morales in it, there are more Spider-Men like Peter Parker. So it looks really good. The animation looks really good. I'm stoked for that one. That one comes out on December 14th. It is called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Then we go into December. On December 21st, we get another DCEU movie. Thankfully, it is not another Justice League. It is Aquaman, so I'm assuming it's an Aquaman origin story, which I really wish they would have done before Justice League, but we can talk about that later when it comes out. That movie is for December 21st. And then for Christmas, we have Mary Poppins Returns. We have been waiting like a year and a half for this movie. It's got Lin-Manuel Miranda and Emily Blunt, so I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And then also on Christmas, we have Bohemian Rhapsody. And yes, that's right, it is a movie about Queen. I'm not sure if it's a documentary, I don't know that much about it, but I know there is an actor portraying Freddie Mercury, so I am really interested in seeing what that trailer and what that movie is like, because I love me some. Now, finally, this one is one that I'm kind of questioning because I haven't been too much of a fan of this franchise in the recent years, but on December 21st, there is a movie being released called Bumblebee. Now, if you know Transformers, you realize that Bumblebee is a car. Yes, this is another Transformers movie. However, it is not the same Transformers. I'm just gonna read a quick little thing here. It is set in the year 1987, where Bumblebee finds refuge in a junkyard in a small Californian beach town. Charlie, on the cusp of turning 18 and trying to find her place in the world, discovers Bumblebee battle-scarred and broken. When Charlie revives him, she quickly learns this is no ordinary yellow VW bug. Now, Michael Bay says that it's kind of like a new Transformers. They had 3, the first trilogy, and he's not necessarily sure that he's doing the others, but that's what this is meant for. Now, you can come up with your own conclusions. I'm probably going to see it, and then we can talk about it when it comes out. So those are all the movies that I'm excited for in 2018. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The review of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Don't worry, there will be no spoilers in this. I hate spoilers, so if there are spoilers I will warn you, but this review will be spoiler free. So I'm going to try really hard to make this as spoiler-free as possible. This movie is really hard to talk about without spoiling anything, and this review is going to be very brief. It's really just my opinion of how this sequel falls in the Star Wars universe. I'm going to read a quick summary on IMDb. Rey develops her newly discovered abilities with the guidance of Luke Skywalker, who is unsettled by the strength of her powers. Meanwhile, the Resistance prepares for battle with the First Order. Now, the first thing I have to say is that I was really excited going into it, like I usually am with Star Wars, and I wasn't really let down. The movie was still very good, but I had a few issues with it that made me not as excited about it. It had a longer pace to it. It was kind of like they took 2 movies and then played them side by side, like by intercutting them, and it kept it at the same pace of the 2 movies. So it felt like really long. It is the longest Star Wars movie yet. Now, there were definitely a lot of things I liked about it. Like, I really liked Luke's storyline. I'm not going to say anything about the storyline, don't worry. I thought Mark Hamill did a wonderful job. And Princess Leia is still in it. We're not really sure how they're resolving Carrie Fisher's death quite yet, but she did an amazing job. It was very good. I loved her character in it, as well as Rey. Rey did a wonderful job, and it was a really interesting storyline with her and Kylo Ren. I'm not going to give anything away there either, but you'll just have to watch it and find out. Now, normally I really love Finn. I think John Boyega is a terrific actor. However, his storyline in this was kind of weird for me. I didn't really need to see their adventures. I felt like it was a little too much extra. Also, I felt like Rose was kind of being forced upon him as a love interest, and I wasn't too great about that. I am definitely a Finn x Poe shipper, so this was kind of hard for me. Honestly, I felt like most of their storyline could have been left out to make the story more compact and less long and kind of less boring. Like, the movie was very satisfying, but it wasn't quite as fast-paced as all the other Star Wars movies, which felt very different to me. For me, that was kind of a drawback. I like the fast-pacedness of the other movies and such, but But for my mom, she really enjoyed that. So to each their own. If you've seen the movie, please tell me what you thought in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear your ideas of the Star Wars The Last Jedi. Please, no spoilers. I'd like to keep this comment section very spoiler-free so that we don't ruin the movie for anyone. Although if you haven't seen it by now and you're a Star Wars fan, what are you doing? Go to the movies. See Star Wars The Last Jedi. It is definitely a trip. One quick little anecdote. I did find an article that said the reason the porgs are there is because the island they were filming on had a bunch of native puffer birds that they couldn't shoo away, and they ended up being in a lot of shots. So they took CGI and gave them a little costume that turned into the porgs. So that's why they feel very... They didn't feel like they contributed to the story very much. And personally, I didn't hate that. I didn't mind the porgs at all. I know that it's either you liked them or you hated them. But if we're being honest, I don't think they were a detriment to the movie at all. Especially since there was nothing they could do about it. They had to do something with the puffins. Like, you can't have real birds because it's not Earth. I just thought that was a interesting little tidbit. I will drop the link to that article below. I will also link all of the trailers for all the movies that I talked about in this video. But that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know that I'm doing a good job. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, as well as other videos I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you can watch all those videos by subscribing down below and hitting the little bell button to get notified whenever I upload. But for now, I hope you all have a great day, week, month, and rest of your year, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye!
When are we gonna understand that we are put on earth to love?